This is DatelineDrought.com, presented by Genuity Drought Guard Hybrids. Hello, everyone. Of course, the numbers in the big January crop reports, final production numbers for 2012, supply-demand numbers, the planted acreage on wheat, those are very big numbers, very significant to the market, of course, but as is often the case, in the wake of major government reports, we quickly turn our attention to the weather forecasts, and whatever weather then starts to develop. So in these weeks of winter, to be sure, farmers and traders are watching very closely for every moisture pattern that comes across the Midwest. To what extent will we be able to replenish those very deficient subsoil moistures? Well, of course, planting weather is going to be very vital, too. Will we be able to get in and plant that crop in a timely manner? And then what happens thereafter, of course, is larger than life. Yeah, we worry about subsoil moisture, but the bottom line is, if you get the right moisture at the right time during the growing season, if it's metered out just when it is needed, and that's a big if to be sure, you can still get a magnificent corn crop out of these fields. Growers are indeed nervous about it. We talked with them at the Northern Illinois Farm Show, and several of them expressed concern about how dry the winter has been in their area to this point. They, though, said to me they did not make major changes thus far in their cropping programs for 2013. They didn't select any different seed than they would have ordinarily. They may do their tillage a little bit differently. They want to try to preserve moisture as much as possible. But other than that, for many of them, it will probably be business as usual. We hope you'll drop in here often at Dateline.com from Farm Progress Companies, presented by Genuity Drought Guard Hybrids. Have a great week.
In Wednesday's Dateline Drought Report, I talked about the importance of the pit to the futures market, despite the prevalence of electronic trading that accounts for most of the volume these days. That trend was seen again today, with the opening and closing bells producing some violent action. This was especially true in the soybean market. The market was soft early after the latest weekly export sales report showed only cancellations for China, even though other buyers took almost 15 million bushels. The market got a real shot in the arm a little while later when USDA announced big new sales under its daily reporting system for large purchases. These totaled 21.6 million bushels and included both old and new crop to China and unknown destinations. The news helped prices rally into the pit open, but a test of several levels of chart resistance failed and the market hit an air pocket. Choppy trade was seen into the close when selling in the final minute, possibly from index funds, sent futures down sharply. The March contract ended down 5 3/4 at 13.79 3/4. We'd also got some positive export news today, but that same late selling did the market in too. Egypt split its latest snap tender for soft red winter wheat between the U.S. and Canada, another sign that U.S. originations out of the Gulf are competitively priced. Late selling swamped gains, however. March futures in Chicago ended down a penny at 7.44.5. Kansas City fell 4 3/4 to 7.96.5 as more rain also fell on the plains, and Minneapolis gave back a penny and a quarter to 8.39 1/4. There was no friendly export news for corn, with weekly totals only 1 million bushels. Still, buying spilled over from technical strength early in the week, sending futures to a fourth day of gains. March finished 4.5 higher at 6.98 3/4, flirting briefly with the $7 level. The pit hours will again be featured tomorrow because USDA releases its January crop report at 11 a.m. Chicago time, when trading will be in full swing. It promises to be another eventful ride. Keep up with the drought situation across the country by visiting www.datelinedrought.com.